Hi everyone, it's Tamsin Young and welcome to day one of the Soul-Centered Essentials. Today we're talking about meditation. Now, meditation has to be one of my favorite practices, and I just find it is one of those practices that brings you home to yourself, for me, it just allows me to sink back into myself and just let go of the outside world, and it's like coming home. And it is just, for me, one of the most beautiful experiences that we can have. Now, it isn't always sunshine and roses with meditation, but it is something that is really worthwhile working at and incorporating in your life. In fact, so far as I'm concerned, it's an absolute essential if you want to become soul-centered. They say that prayer is us talking to God and meditation is us listening to God. And we all know how easy it is to talk about our problems, but how often do we actually take the time to sit back and listen to what we need to do? So I would encourage you to make this one of your most core practices. And a lot of people are put off doing meditation because they think that, first of all, you have to sit in an uncomfortable position. They see seasoned meditators sitting in the lotus position and going into this Zen state and umming away. And they also feel that they have to do it for hours on end before they're going to get any benefit. And really, that's not true. When you're starting a new practice, I would suggest that you just start for a short period of time. And it really can be practiced anywhere and at any time. I don't suggest if you're driving that you close your eyes and you meditate, but you certainly can meditate while you're driving, because meditation is really being present, being here, being in the now. And where could it be more important than when you're driving on the road to be present with what you're doing? But even something just sitting at the lights, if the traffic lights are red, just taking that time to take a deep breath in and just let it go, and doing that a couple of times. And that brings down any sense of stress and anxiety that you may have. So really you can incorporate it into any time in your life when you feel that need to ease any tension or anxiety that you may have. So our normal mode of operation is thinking, and that in itself isn't a problem. What the biggest problem is the emotional charge behind our thoughts, and that is what causes our stress. We start thinking of implications, what's going to happen, who's going to say what. We start imagining worst-case scenarios, and really, we don't do ourselves any good by doing that. So to change things up, we need to move into a sensing mode. That means paying attention to sight, sound, smell, taste or touch. Basically our senses, bringing them to the fore, becoming essential in the way that we live. Pay attention to what you're doing and the sensations while you're doing it. Meditation can be incorporated into every activity and action of your life, from washing the dishes to having sex. It does not have to be a separate activity that we do. It becomes a state of being, not doing. So the basic principles of meditation are, firstly, to be present. You cannot meditate while your mind is somewhere else thinking about your to-do list and what you're going to be doing tomorrow. Focusing, paying attention to just one thing. That can be your breath, it can be a candle flame, it can be a sound. There are many items, things that you can use as an object to focus on. And then watch. Become the observer. There's no need to get caught up in your thoughts. All you need to do is, as they come up, just watch them, label them, and let them carry on by. And there's two images that I can relate to. The first one is, picture yourself lying out in the garden and you're staring up at the clouds in the skies, and the clouds just come along and they just sail and pass. And as the thoughts come in, you just see it as a cloud and it just moves on by. And you may go, oh, that's a whatever kind of cloud. There it comes, there it goes. Same thing with your thoughts. Or imagine yourself on a riverbank and the river's flowing down in front of you, past you, and a branch comes past. Just let it carry on, floating downstream, down the river. You don't have to jump into the river and rescue the branch. You just let it go. You notice it, and you just let it move on down. So, as I said earlier, with meditation as a practice, I strongly recommend that you start small. Don't set an expectation that you're going to meditate for 30 minutes. Start off simply with just 5 minutes. And people think that you can't have any effect with just 5 minutes of meditation. That's not true. You really can. In fact, I would probably recommend regular short meditations throughout the day rather than a long meditation in the morning or the evening, certainly from a way of starting. So one of the meditations I'd like to share with you is the breath meditation. It's the easiest one to do because your breath is always with you, and that is going to be what you're going to focus on is your breath. And it's always with you, it never goes away. It's something that you can do automatically. Find a quiet spot where you can meditate. And again, there is no right or wrong for how you meditate either. You can lie down, you can sit in a comfortable chair, you can stand, you can do a walking meditation, you can do this walking around the garden, focusing on your breath with each step that you take. Whatever choice you make, be comfortable with that. When you wake up in the morning, before you get up, you can just lie there in bed and have 5 minutes of quiet meditation, easing you into the day. The idea is for you to be relaxed while you're doing this, but not to fall asleep. And that is the one danger of lying down and doing your meditation. So there needs to be a balance between relaxation and alertness. Set a timer for 5 minutes or however long you've decided you want to meditate for. And then before you start, just take 3 slow breaths in and sigh the breath out, just to allow your body to relax. Just get rid of any of that lingering tension that you might have. Let go of whatever's happened in your day if you're doing it at the end of the day. I find it best to, if you're only going to meditate once in the day, to meditate in the morning, because I just find it sets me up beautifully for the day. And a day that I've meditated in the morning is always much better than a day that I haven't meditated. So allow yourself to breathe naturally. You don't have to force this. You don't have to go in, out, and just have all these deep breaths going on. In the beginning, yes, just to settle your body, but actually while you're doing the meditation, just let your body breathe in and out at its own rate. Focus your attention on your breath and just feel your body expanding and contracting as you bring that air in and that air goes out. And then see if you can identify that pause in between each breath. Focus gently. This isn't about, oh, I've got to focus on my breath in. Oh, now I'm breathing out. This is just lying there and being an observer to the process. If you need to give your mind something to do, allow it to count each breath. And then when you find that your mind has drifted off, gently bring it back to the process again. Don't berate yourself going, oh, well, there you go. I told you meditation doesn't work for me. It happens to everyone. Bring it back and start again. That's all you have to do. There's no right or wrong to it. When your timer goes off, slowly open your eyes. Don't feel the need to jump up quickly and carry on with life. Just notice how you feel. If you've got a journal, jot down some notes about how you feel, what happened in your meditation, if anything came up for you, any notes that may be useful for you that you can see how you're progressing over time as well, and any insights that may have popped up. A second option that you can do is a candle meditation. So having a candle in front of you, light the flame, start off the same way as the breath meditation, and then just focus gently on the candle flame. It's not looking at the candle flame like this. It's having a gentle gaze and just looking at, lowering your eyelids a little bit, and then just looking at the flame and just watch it. And the same thing, letting those thoughts, if any thoughts come into your mind, just let them come in and go out. You don't have to attach yourself to your thoughts. And a third option is having a mantra. So choosing a word that you want to use, something that's meaningful to you. Something could be something in Yoga Sanskrit, or you can just use a piece like a word like love or peace. Breathe love in, breathe light out, whatever is meaningful to you. So instead of focusing on your breath, focus on a word and repeat the word to yourself as you breathe in and out for 5 minutes. Now, there's another meditation that you can do, which I call a spot meditation, and it's very easy during the day to get distracted and end up doing things on autopilot, trying to multitask when you're doing things as well. So it's really important to bring yourself back to the present and focus on what you're doing now. So practice this exercise to bring yourself back into the world of sensations. When you find that you've been distracted or you're really multitasking, ask yourself the following questions. What am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I touching? What am I smelling or tasting? And then slow down and just go down into any sensory data that comes up for you. So your action for today is to commit to meditating daily for the next month at least. Play with different options of what you want to focus on. The basics are always the same. It's only the object that you're going to focus on that need change, and it doesn't have to change. If you want to focus on your breath every time, you can do that. See what works for you. I'd encourage you to do something like the breath or the candle or mantra meditation as opposed to a guided meditation, because I find with a guided meditation that you tend to start focusing on the words and drifting off with that, as opposed to allowing yourself to go within, which I find that the breath or one of those meditations allows you to do. There's nothing wrong with guided meditations, but I believe they just have a different purpose and benefit for you. And come into the Facebook group at Soul Centered Abundance and share any of your ahas that you've had and how you found the experience and what has worked for you and what has challenged you. And it doesn't just have to be on your first day that you share these ahas either. Come in any day and share anything that's coming up for you during this challenge. So I look forward to hearing from you. And if you haven't joined the Facebook group, please do, because that is where everything's going to be happening. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 2 of the challenge.